Hey, Shalom, Akim Shalom. Before we begin this lesson, we want to start off by giving all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Bahasham,
Bahasham,
Yahweh Shai,
Yahweh Shai,
Bahasham,
Bahasham,
Rachak Wadash,
Rachakash,
and double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone and taught us this truth. A sincere Shalom to the hopeful electors out there listening, learning, and or teaching. Shalom. All right, so we got a couple headlines to look at right now, amongst other things that are going on, but we want to focus on, this ICE situation. Okay, it's starting to spread to all the tribes now. Okay, we know they sent the military to Portland, okay, Memphis, okay. Now they finally in Chicago. All right, it says military-style ICE raid on Chicago apartment building shows escalation in Trump's crackdown, right? And I saw a video about this. Basically, they were zip tying people to get their hands together. This shit was pretty bad, all right? So it reads, at around 1 a.m. on Tuesday morning, armed federal agents rappelled from helicopters onto the roof of 5-story residential apartment in the South Shore of Chicago as other agents worked their way through the building from the bottom. They kicked down doors and threw flashbang grenades, rounding up adults and screaming children alike, detaining them in zip ties and arresting dozens, according to witnesses and local reporting. Whoo, man. Hey, if that don't sound like Jacob's trouble, I don't know what does, man. All right? And it's no joke, man. That's why a lot of the brothers are saying we are in those beginning stages, man. And it's only going to get worse. All right? The scriptures call it a time like no other. Okay, so what they just did is literally, if you could think about, that's like some shit you would see on Call of Duty. Okay? Yeah. Go ahead, Ak.
What it makes me, what I really think about is the fact that they only jumping on Yasharala.
God.
I haven't seen them talking about any other immigrants or really kicking down doors, but they know Chicago and DC, it's mainly Jake. But they don't want to talk about that.
God. Yeah, because this devil is a damn liar, man. He's going to make it seem like, oh, well, we got to get rid of crime. That's all it is. We trying to help y'all. We trying to help everybody, under the guise of helping everybody and being the police of the world. They do the same shit in other countries. They go over there. They destroy lands. They take resources. They grape the women over there. Okay, this shit is nothing new, man. And that's just how Esau is. That's how he keeps power, through the sword, like the scriptures say. All right, but that's crazy, man. I just want to reiterate, what we just read here. They came down on parachutes from helicopters onto the apartment building, and then they had ground troops run in, throwing flashbang grenades. Children screaming and women screaming and men, and they throwing them into the back of trucks, man. Hey, they about to mandate this chip, man. All right, and they definitely gonna use that show of force during the time of that chip, when that chip is being mandated, and people aren't gonna want to take it. Okay, they gonna use those forces on a lot of people, man. All right. And even before the chip, as you can see, is happening now, man. All right, they are coming after Jake, like the scriptures say, and like the brother Ratazwan had just said. So we'll continue here. It says the military-style raid was part of a widespread immigration crackdown in the country's third largest city as part of the Trump administration's Operation Midway Blitz, which has brought a dramatic increase in federal raids and arrests. All right, and as y'all know about these raids and all that, Trump gave these authorities full immunity, so they could do whatever they want, man. All right, they could do whatever the fuck they want. So, you know, if they end up putting a few of you jakes down in the process, all right, they ain't even gonna get in trouble. All right. It continues. It has drawn outrage throughout Chicago and the state of Illinois, with rights groups and lawmakers claiming it represents a dramatic escalation in tactics used by federal authorities in the pursuit of Trump's aggressive immigration crackdown, man. Yep. And we've been telling you Israelites, we've been warning y'all since the beginning how unfair and wicked this devil is, man. All right. And, you know, with that being said, this is all because of, you know, this devil Esau Edom, the so-called white man. He's the one ruling right now. So, you know, the people are in the state of mourning, man. That's why you got all these people protesting, you know, all these people online talking about F the government. All right. Because this wicked ass man is in charge. These Edomites. All right. And we got a precept to that. We're going to go into Proverbs, the 29th chapter. All right.
We have Proverbs 29:2. It says, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn.
Con. Yeah, so that's why people are in a state of mourning right now, man. All right, especially Jake, because Jake is getting fucked up over here in these ICE raids. Okay, and even before the ICE raids, Jake was getting fucked up at the plantation jobs, getting robbed on the daily, still getting robbed, man. All right, these wages don't pay shit. All right, then we got to eat these poison foods and continue to work even though our bodies are falling apart. Okay, the people are in a state of mourning, man. All right, and it's only going to get worse as Jacob's trouble escalates and spices up and heats up to a very high level, man, like the scriptures say, as a woman in travail. So things are going to get worse and worse and worse. All right. Let's go ahead, and from there, let's go to Ecclesiastes chapter 7. And we're going to go ahead and we'll just start at the second verse.
We have Ecclesiastes 7:2. It is better to go to a house of mourning than to go to a house of feasting, for that is the end of all men, and the living is related to his heart.
Con.
Sorrow is better than that.
Con, was that verse 2? There's still more to that? Con, go ahead.
Well, I was talking on the verse 2.
Oh, Con.
Verse 2 are you?
Yeah, verse 2 for now. So that's basically saying it's better to be in a house of mourning, you know, than could you read that again, Baba Kusha?
It is better to go to a house of mourning than to go to the house of feasting, for that is the end of all men, the living is related to his heart.
Con, the house of mourning, you know, because that the elect right now, the hopeful elect is in the house of mourning. Okay, so we're not in the spirit of mirth out here. We're not thinking about how to make our bed here in Babylon, you know, in that partying spirit, you know, oh yeah, you know, got to get the bag up, got to party, you know, just, you know, fucking around, you know, like a lot of Jake do, you know, they see that this shit is going on, and I guarantee you there's still Jakes in Chicago out there bullshitting, man. Right, when they should be getting their lamps filled with oil, all right, which represents the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of these scriptures, man. All right, they should be feeding their spirit, but instead they're feeding their flesh, their bodies, all right, their lusts, their desires, all right. And hey, it's understandable that Jake wants to feel good because Jake is in a state of mourning. Okay, we just brought out Proverbs 29:2, you know, because of Esau, we in a state of mourning, but. You know, it's better to be in that state of mourning because we're being honest, man. Yeah, this shit doesn't fucking work. This society sucks. There's nothing here for us. We're waiting on Yahushua. And while we wait on Yahushua, we ought to do what Yahushua said. All right, which is to be vigilant, to be sober-minded, which means, you know, to be in your right mind. All right, and right now, you're not in your right mind if you partying and bullshitting. Like Biggie said, and that party and bullshit, you know. We can't be in that spirit right now. We got to be very vigilant, man. Because next thing you know, my apartment complex or your apartment or one of the brothers and sisters out there could get raided just like this, man. Like a goddamn movie. You know, you can't make this shit up. All to get rid of illegal migrants, so-called. All right? Which is, it's really just an excuse to fuck up Jake. You know, that's that perpetual hatred that Esau has towards our people. All right? But yeah, with that, we'll go ahead to verse 3, Baba Kasha.
By the sadness of the
Call to what? Salaki, brother, I couldn't hear you. Could you read verse 3 again, Baba Kasha?
sorrow is better than laughter, for by the sadness of the
That's it?
I know the word is.
Oh, is it it's in the King James. I believe that word is heart. Is it heart?
No, that's in the word.
Salaki, bear with me one moment. See, sorrow is better than laughter, for by the sadness of the countenance, the heart is made better. Khan, yeah, that's a big fancy word. Countenance just means your facial expression. That's all that means. So, basically what it's saying is, you know, sorrow is better than laughter, because by the sadness of your facial expression, your heart or your mind is made better. You know, there's a saying in the world that great men, or adversity makes you great, something along those lines. So, you know, hey, that's why the scriptures say that he's going to try us in the fire. And this is part of that fire, man. Seeing these things happen, all right, amongst the curse, you know, living in America, Babylon, with the curses, you know, continuing your day-to-day life in and of itself is a struggle as an Israelite. But now we're going to have to kick into high gear when it comes to having extreme faith, because what's going to happen is you're going to see more and more things like this, man. And I believe I mentioned in a video a long time ago when this first started that it was going to get to this point, man. That we're going to have full-on military invasions in these cities, man. And now we're here. All right? Hey, the scriptures are speaking loud and clear, man. So it's not time to be all goofy, happy-go-lucky, man. It's time to be serious. All right? Like you just got into a car wreck and you don't know what's going to happen next. All right? What's your instinct? To go to the store and buy a bottle of liquor, or to figure out what the fucking problem is and fix it, man? All right? That's the state. Our people just want pleasure, joy. You know, they don't even want to hear the words that we're saying, because these words put you in a bad mood. Oh my God, that's so negative. Why you talk like that? Why you telling me that the world's gonna end? Why you telling me they're gonna mandate a chip that I gotta put in my hand? You know, that's how the people of this world speak. You know, I told somebody about that. They're like, well, I guess I gotta get it because I gotta eat, right? It's like, fuck eating, man. Some things are worth dying for, and this is one of them, man. All right, Yasharala, don't you get that chip. That's why we always bring out these videos. Jacob's trouble and the chip. These are the two major prophecies that basically are upon us. Okay, and very soon that chip will be mandated. All right, and we may not be making videos by that time because the famine of the word is going to kick in. Major censorship, man. Okay, so get these videos while you can, Yasharala. That's why you got to be in that house in the morning. Yeah, we sad, we mourning, but keep it real. Yeah, we sad and we mourning. Okay, so we do what sad and mourning people do. All right, it's being serious, being in that serious state of mind. Not party time, yada, 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 entertainment, you know. Fuck all that. Get serious. All right? And then we'll go read verse 4 also.
The heart of the wise is in the house of mourning, the heart of fools is in the house of mirth.
See? The heart of the wise is in the house of mourning. Mourning is sadness. All right? Gloominess. Okay, yeah, we're in a bad mood. We're gloomy. We're sad. Okay, because we're being put through this hell, man. All right, now that doesn't mean to be a Debbie Downer. Okay, that means to be real. Okay? And not to drown yourself in pleasures, man. Yeah, it's hard right now, but we got to stick in with the faith. We got to dig in. Okay, because we're almost out of here. We're at the end. It's like when you're at the end of a race, you know, or if you're in a big fight and you're in that last round, you're not going to have a big smile ear to ear, man. But inside, you know what's getting ready to happen. So that's why you get in that serious state. Okay, and those of you that are out here just drowning yourself in beer and football and sports, or, you know, whatever you drown your emotions out with, you know, a bunch of ice cream and Netflix and movies and, you know, just hanging out. You know, maybe you're a social butterfly. You go talk to people when you feel down, and you could talk to yourself 100 miles an hour, but this truth is staring you right in the face. Okay, so you know, this also goes into distractions. Jake likes distractions. Jake likes to, you know, if I start talking like this at a party, it's not a party no more. Okay, and people are gonna want to hear other things, or, you know, fill their mind with other things. Don't fill your mind with other things, Jake. Look at what's going on. They're invading your neighborhoods as we speak. This is all of our fight. All 12 tribes. It started with the so-called Hispanics, Native Americans, now the so-called blacks. All 12 tribes got pure hell coming on them with Esau, Edom, and it's only going to get worse. So now is not the time to be in a lackadaisical state, man. All right, so those of us who are wise are in the house of mourning, man. We're waiting on Yahushua, patiently watching vigilantly, man. All right, any day now, anybody, any of you out here watching this video right now could end up getting carried off in the middle of the night into one of these trucks and thrown into a concentration camp. All right, and you're gonna remember these words. I told you, we told you. Okay, so now is the time to get right with Yahweh, Bahasham Yahushai. That's the wise thing to do. The scriptures say the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. Psalms 111 and 10. All right, and yep, we'll go ahead and keep going there.
It is better to hear the rebuke of the wise than for a man to hear the song of fools.
That's right. Better to hear the rebuke of the wise, right? You know, the teachers and prophets bringing out these videos, you know, sounding mean, however we sound, doesn't matter. Hey, that should be music to your ears. Getting rebuked, because that means there's an opportunity to learn right there. All right, but if you take it the wrong way, let me go listen to music and drink a beer and forget about what these guys are saying. They cramping my style. Nah, there's no Chip. There's no Jacob's Trouble. There can't be Jacob's Trouble. I got to go to the club tomorrow. There can't be no Jacob's Trouble. That's the wrong mindset, Yasharala. Yeah, now's the time to get dead ass serious. Okay? And just wanted to bring out this headline, you know, in this other app, which is basically going into the same thing. Let's see, October 4th. This was October 4th, yeah. So basically it says the United Police State of America has arrived. The lines between local, state, and federal law enforcement and the military have blurred. It says the consolidation of the new police state has not been announced. There was no press conference declaring that local, state, and federal law enforcement plus the military are all marching to the same drum. No news conference featuring a bunch of police captains standing before a microphone to express their commitment to the new regime, but it is here. Right, because we've been telling you. Okay, they're not going to tell you. We told you. Why would Esau the devil tell you his plans before he does them? Okay, now if you listen carefully, he does. But if you're a gullible Babylonian who's focused on partying and bullshitting, you're not going to hear it. Because, yeah, they'll tell you to your face, everything's fine. This is for your safety. What did Trump say? Black women are begging me to send the police to Chicago. The black woman needs my help. Right? And what do? They throw a bunch of you black women in the back of this truck. So it's not for your help, man. He's lying. They liars, man. The scriptures say you are forgers of lies, roughly paraphrasing. Physicians of no value. Right?
That reminds me of that Mexican movie went up on the ballot. It was like, who are you all for Trump? Mexicans for Trump. Boy,
God.
She was so pissed off.
Yep.
She went on the rant, on the tangent.
Mm-hmm.
Talking about, he's lying to us. He's still doing it. Still doing it. It's like,
hey.
Bro, what do you expect?
Yeah. What do you expect from Esau, man? Hey, what does the Bible say? It says the devil cometh but to steal, kill, and destroy. It also says he is a liar and the father of it, man. Hey, if he's the father of lies, what do you expect? You know? I mean, clearly the scriptures has told us, never trust thine enemy. So yeah, Yasharallah, it's time to get real. It's time to get real serious. We are in the time of Jacob's trouble. It is not a time to be bullshit. It's a time to get deadly serious about this truth, man. A lot of you, it may be too late. It may be too late for a lot of you. Okay, we've been telling you for months and really years, even before I was in the truth, before the brother Ratazawan was in the truth. The elders and apostles have been on the streets, on the highways, making these videos, you know, while people just keep driving by, doing whatever the hell they're doing. It's so important. Is it so important now, man? Your world's about to end right in front of you. So what are you going to do, Jake? What are you going to do, Jake? All 12 tribes, I'm talking to all 12 of you, man. So-called Negroes, so-called Latinos, so-called Native Americans, man. Hey, you Latinos learn the hard way that you ain't white. You learn the hard way, man. You got 30, 40 of you in one jail cell drinking toilet water, man. Eating moldy bread. All of you bald-headed. You see? They threw family men who have a clean record into CCOT, which is a T-word jail. One of the worst jails in the world. They're going to do the same with Jake. Like they say, the brothers have been saying, Northern Kingdom first, Southern Kingdom worse. Right? Just like the ancient Assyrians took down Northern Kingdom, then the Babylonians took down Southern Kingdom. It looks like that's the trend right now. So, hey, but all 12 tribes are under attack, man. It's no joke. No time to play around. We're in the time of Jacob's trouble. And we're going to get that to finish off here. We're going to go to Jeremiah chapter 30. And verse 4.
Jeremiah chapter 30, verse 4. And these are the words that the Lord Yahweh Shemashah spake concerning Israel and concerning Judah.
Khan, the words of the Lord concerning Israel and Judah. Because if you read your history, all right, in the scriptures it tells you the 12 tribes split. It was one kingdom, now it's two kingdoms. After Solomon, it became two kingdoms, the northern and southern kingdom. So the Lord is referring to all 12 of us, but he's referring to us by our two kingdoms.
So thus saith the Lord Yahweh Shemashah, we have heard a voice of trembling and of fear and not of peace. As ye now, you see whether a man do travail with child. Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his lungs, and as a woman in travail, and all faces are turned into paleness.
Khan. So right there you see, all right, a voice of fear and not of peace. Okay, that's what you've been seeing with these ICE raids since day one. And now it's hitting all 12 tribes. All right. And what did it say at that last part? It says something about a woman in travail.
It's comparing the man to the woman in travail.
Right, right.
He's saying like these men are freaking out just as much as these women.
Yep.
These women all this pain and stuff.
Exactly.
They're basically screaming like little girls.
Yeah, exactly, man. And we've seen that, man. And if somebody throws you in some of them crazy jail cells or into the back of a truck in the middle of the night, you'd be screaming too, man. That shit is crazy, man. So, Jake, it is time. It is high time to awake out of sleep. What were you gonna say, Ak?
I was about to say, I see some videos of some ice raids, man. They're not really accepting it too well.
Yeah, no, man. Yeah, a lot of you tough guys out there, Northern and Southern Kingdom, man. You found out that day that you're not so tough, man. All right, y'all was just, in your little gangs doing whatever. Maybe you got a lot of money in the world, or maybe you did. Maybe you were just being wicked, and the Lord decided to judge you, and boom, there you are in the back of a truck. And a lot of you people, a lot of you Jakes got sent to the wrong country. You might have been a so-called Mexican immigrant. They send your ass to Guatemala. They don't give a shit. Esau don't give a shit, man. It's about time to figure that out, Jake. But yep, go ahead.
Allah for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even a time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it.
Salak, we'll get that part first. So, as you can see, okay, it's the time of Jacob's trouble. All right, but the scriptures say that he will be saved out of it. Okay, so during this Jacob's trouble, during this period that has never been before, right? Because you haven't seen this stuff before, man. Or people getting attacked by men in parachutes, jumping out of helicopters, putting hell on our people, sending them to these crazy jail cells. Okay, this is something new that's been happening this year. Okay, this is that thing that's going to keep escalating. And eventually, in this time of Jacob's trouble, the chip will be mandated very soon. But it's during this time, after that chip is mandated, Yahushua is going to return, and we're going to be saved finally out of this hellhole. All right? Go ahead, up.
For it shall come to pass in that day, saith the Lord Yahushua of hosts, that I will break his yoke from off thy neck, and will burst thy bonds, and strangers shall no more serve themselves of him.
That's right, because the strangers are serving themselves of us. Okay, it's like a bunch of dogs. We're wounded, we got cuts and sores, and the dogs are just licking our wounds. That's a good metaphor for what's happening here. Okay, all these slave jobs we're working. We're the bottom of the barrel in every nation, and now, even though we've done nothing wrong, we're being attacked. On top of that, it's during this time that Yahushua is going to show himself strong, very strong, and take over this world and take those chains off our necks and those bonds off of us, man. We're no longer going to be slaves anymore. And it's going to reverse. The roles will reverse. Okay, so all you nations, get ready, man. You Edomites, you Moabites, you Ammonites, you Ishmaelites. You Ishmaelites, a bunch of wannabe Israelites, man. All right, we'll see who the real Israelites are very soon. All right, all of you Hamites, Go ahead, up.
It's really not the fact that we didn't do nothing, but we went against the Lord. We went against our power. So that's why we have to go through this.
Yeah.
Like if we didn't do it, if we didn't disrespect the Most High in Egypt, or disrespect the Most High at multiple other occasions, we wouldn't be in this position. So really, what's going on right now is exactly what we were doing, committing fornication against the Lord. Which is why He brings His wrath onto us. So it's like, when will we ever learn? We're gonna have to learn through the fire. That's it.
Yeah.
It's like the time of Noah. You know, like He had to flood the earth because they were so wicked, bro. Getting into homosexual, like there were homosexuals, there's people just witchcraft on all the other nations. Guess what happened? The Lord, He tore them up.
Yep.
And He told Noah, hey, this is gonna happen. And he was like, yeah, hey, well, I'm gonna serve you because this is all I know, and You've done me well, and He saved them. So as long as we continue to do what we do, Lord willing, we do make it out. But this is why we're in this situation. We're being wicked, and we gotta go.
God, yeah. Our people are being wicked, and like the brother said, that's the only way you're gonna learn is, and as the scriptures say, death by pain. But yeah, man, the Lord uses Esau as a whooping stick against us. Even though we didn't do anything wrong to Esau, we did, like the brother said, do wrong to the Lord. And that's why we're going through this, man. Even the elect is still in captivity. Okay, so, we've all fallen short.
Every single time. Every single time we went against the Lord, He threw our asses into captivity.
Yeah.
So, and we loved it in Egypt, and we loved it in Babylon, and we loved it here, bro.
Yeah.
So what do you think He has to do? He really has to force His hand. It's like a child not listening and constantly getting the ass whooping.
Gone.
Not ever learning from it. You gotta keep beating that ass.
Yeah.
That's it.
Y'all got that one sibling that gives more ass whoopings than the other ones. You just don't learn.
This is major ass whooping.
God.
And if Jake's not learning, bro, it's by death. That's
God.
all it is.
That's all it is, man.
By death.
Yep. Hey, and the warning went out, man, so there's no excuse. You can't say we didn't tell you. We told you.
The prophets out here blowing the trumpet, and if you're not hearing it, that's raps.
That's it.
Like you said, like I was said, there's going to be a famine of the word, and there's going to be a point where this will never be heard again until that day comes.
God.
And once that day comes, man, things are going to start getting worse. Yasharala going to start getting, like, we're going to be put in camps, and you will never hear from us again. Some will die, some will go out by death, some will be rolled ahead. But long story short, we're all serving the same power, Yahweh Shema Shah, and hopefully we all make it out.
Yeah. Hopefully all of us, make it out. Some, like he said, some of us will get caught up, man. But some of us will get those spiritual powers. So, it's all up to the Lord.
There's a good chance that, there's a good amount that's going to give up and get that chip. It's only 144,000. That is a very small amount, for many are called, but few are chosen. So we're going to find out at the end who's really going to make it into those chariots.
God.
Who's still strong for the Lord, man, because
that's right.
It's hard, man. It's going to be hard.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like a night before a fight. You don't go party all night at the club, man. All right, there's a time to party, or there's a time for mirth, and there's a time to be serious, man. Now's the time to be serious, Jake. But yep. So with that, we're going to finish by giving all glory, honor, praises to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rachak Wadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone that taught us this truth. Shalom Wa, Abad Babal. Shalom.